It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And for Cleveland, they were undefeated against this squad last season, going 3-0. We'll see if they can continue that dominance. And you remember when LeBron first came back to Cleveland, there were some growing pains. Things didn't gel right away. But this is a team that knows what it's doing now, Kenny.
Well, it only took them about 2 months, honestly, Ernie. I mean, they went to the NBA Finals. So, yeah, the best in the East. These guys, LeBron, any team he's on, he's kind of like the Shaquille O'Neal of his day. Any team that he's on is going to be favored to win the NBA championship. Well, and I'm not kissing up to him because he's sitting on the other side.
Well, thank you, Kenny. But players like Kevin Love, they're adapted to their new roles. You have to give a lot of credit to the front office, too, finding role players that fit. Thank you for the compliment, Kenny.
Oh, truth is truth, man.
That's it for us here as we send you to Kevin Harlan, the rest of the 2K Sports crew. I love you guys, too.
It's a love.
But it's a one-way love.
Thank you.
Brooklyn, the home of the Nets, in a fine Eastern Conference affair here at Barclays Center. Buckle yourselves in, everybody. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. And David Aldridge will be on our sideline tonight reporting. And, of course, Dwayne Wade. Still a fresh new reality for him, only his second game on the new team, and we'll see if he's feeling more comfortable tonight.
Man, that trade is something that has just electrified this entire fan base, the players, the people working for the organization. They think it may be that piece of the puzzle necessary to finally get this team over the hump.
And look at the starters for the Cavaliers. LeBron and Crowder, the tandem at forward. Thomas is out there with Dwayne Wade. And it's Love in at the center, filling out the middle.
Boy, isn't Kevin crafty with the pump fake, knows how to work his way to the free throw line.
And Doris, coming into the NBA, Love's game was centered around the basket, a double-double machine.
Well, think about this, Kev. One of 5 players in the last 3 decades to average over 15 rebounds for an entire season. He did that in 2011. And he still remains a factor on the boards because he's got terrific understanding of positioning and great lower body strength.
That free throw good from Kevin Love.
Love is usually lights out from the charity stripe, just possesses a nice stroke from there.
Both free throws good from Love.
You know, it's interesting. Kevin Love, almost two different players, right, guys? I mean, a bruising offensive rebounder who can battle inside, but also a skilled perimeter shooter. That's a rare combination.
And how about the move he made there to come up and get himself clear in the lane for the deuce?
Wade outside. Here's James, and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Really played well against Orlando in his last outing. Buries it from three-point range. And the three-point shot is a growing part of Kevin Love's game.
Well, I think it's certainly something he's added since coming to the NBA. From barely shooting any early on in his career where he was a flat back-to-the-basket scorer, now three-pointers account for almost half of his field goal attempts.
And here are the Nets. It's a three-point game. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
Just a terrific effort off the bench. Guys came in, they seemed fresh, and they all contributed.
I think, Greg, everyone played their role so well, and I loved how aggressive the guys off the bench were in that one.
And the shot is good. Crowder's got his first bucket in this one.
Well, I'll tell you, great job by Crowder to free himself up, an aggressive interior scorer.
Lynn kicks to Mozgov. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
So out of the gates, 3 for 3, exactly what they're looking for.
Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Kenny Atkinson, DA.
He told me he's very pleased with how his team's play has progressed throughout the season. He said guys are finding their roles, and we're doing all the little things that tend to separate out the better teams. I just hope we can keep it going. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks.
Well, this is where Isaiah Thomas's ability to pick apart the defense. The man is the maestro at finding his teammates.
Wide open, he fires. And that one comes up a bit short. Down low. Here's Love. The shot's good on the assist by Wade.
Well, that's just strength by Kevin Love to take the contact, not be bothered enough to lose concentration.
Lynn kicks to Russell. Back to Lynn. Screened by Russell. A nice shot by Lynn. Lynn's got 7 points.
Boy, the offense is really clicking. 4 for 5 from the field to start. Nice.
Love with the screen on Russell. Love outside. Crowder kicks to Love. Shoots over Mozgov. Love, no good.
Well, the offense got him the ball in exactly the position they wanted. That's just better defense.
There's the pass to Booker. Here's Lynn. Drops one in from the wing. 9 points in the game so far.
He has not missed a shot in this quarter. They've tried running different things in him, but he's been unstoppable.
Love with the screen on Lynn. It's a pick by Love. LeBron kicks to Love. Over Booker. And Kevin Love, the bucket with the assist by LeBron. And that's now 6 points for Love. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That is his first foul of the game. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Lynn against Thomas. Booker is screen on Crowder. The drive by Russell. Down low, just 4 to shoot.
No, that's a tough pass to make there. He had a very narrow gap to squeeze it through and just couldn't get it done.
Here's Love, and the dunk by Love.
You know, that's what you like to see from Love. Fighting inside to get a score off a missed opportunity.
Brooklyn trailing. And here is Lynn. He's coming off a 22-point game against Orlando.
His passing definitely came into play as well, Kev. He was very unselfish, really kept the ball moving. Well, it seems like it's been a while since the breakthrough of Lynn's sanity, but Jeremy Lin is still breaking down walls for Asian and Asian American athletes. This guy has shattered stereotypes and inspired many to follow in his path.
The first one falls. And Doris, Jeremy Lin has been honest. In the past, he says that some have doubted him.
And I think that's always been the case for Jeremy Lin. Go back to his high school days. For Palo Alto High School, he wins a California state title. He's first team All-State, and yet he did not have a ton of Division I scholarship offers. It's surprising when you think about the level of competition he faced as a young basketball player.
Doris, several clubs already enduring plenty of ups and downs. We see it every day in the league. How many games into the season does it take to know exactly what kind of team you've got and then where you need to proceed from that point on?
Well, I think obviously you typically see some level of separation between the championship contending teams almost in the first 20 games. If somebody's getting out to a 15-1 start, you know that typically speaking, they're going to be in it for the long haul. I think the fascinating aspect of the NBA season typically is in those 5 through maybe 10 slots in the respective Eastern and Western Conference, right?
Yes.
Because so often, Kevin, we're seeing 2 or 3 games separate maybe the 5th team from the 10th team. That means all of those teams are potential playoff teams. And what does the organization decide to do? Do they decide to try to make a run toward a playoff possibility? Or are they saying, boy, we don't really think we're there yet. Perhaps we need to think about what's our draft status.
Now here's Rose. 9 points last game. Here's Wade. Again, the Cavaliers score.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Lin kicks to Russell. Mozgov sets a screen for Russell. Over Wade. They get it back. Mozgov with the bucket.
Yeah, when you let Mozgov get planted on your end, he's very hard to move. Great play from him on the second effort.
Rose kicks to James. He dishes it to Love. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. 10 points for Kevin Love.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. Wade is covering. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And Rondé Hollis Jefferson able to defend 1 through 4. Doris, where do you think he's most effective as a defender?
Well, Kevin, with his length and his quickness, he can really bother guards that are smaller than he is, which most often is going to be the case.
Shooting 2.
And he can't get the first one. And for the Nets, pretty good fan support in Brooklyn despite the team's losing ways.
Well, there's a lot of local pride. This is a great market. It's an absolutely beautiful new arena with the new front office in place. Things are certainly headed in the right direction. There's some optimism with that.
And he's good on the second.
Well, the former Arizona Wildcat, Hollis Jefferson, right? He's a superb athlete, just oozing with potential.
Love kicks to Rose. Cleveland moving it around. Love with the screen on Mozgov. Love, no good.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You know, that's okay, I think. Even though they miss, they still have to be happy with the shot selection.
Here's Rose, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And with D. Rose going through the free agent process this past summer, very different market than when he first signed his big extension back in 2012. But still, there were teams that wanted what he has to offer, and he'll make an impact.
Free throw drops for Rose. And for Rose in his free agency, he isn't, Greg, the same player he once was, but he can still run a team, and he can get you some points.
Yeah, and his leadership is a big part of the package now. He can be a good mentor to upcoming guards in an organization, act as kind of that bridge, if you will, for a team, or that missing piece for a franchise looking to make a run.
And both free throws good for Rose.
When you look at the Cavs bench, you certainly see a lot of veterans over there. LeBron wants teammates he can trust in the heat of the playoffs.
Here's LeVert. Feeds to Zeller. Grab with the ball. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And very little defense here to start the game.
Boy, both teams rolling right now on the offensive end. We got a little barn burner cooking.
Now here's Rose. Pass to Thompson. He feeds it to Fry. To the middle. Cuts off the pass. They're running. On up the court. Throws it down despite the man right in his face. A chance here for a three-point play.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And LeBron trying to make the most of his championship window, Doris. But does the age of the Cavalier role players shorten that window, do you think?
Well, I think it's a great question. And you could look at a team like the San Antonio Spurs, and they put among their reserves young developing players, and that helps to extend their run. With the Cavs, it seems to be more of a now or never approach.
That's good from Crabbe. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they won their last contest, that game against the Bulls.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
I mean, you have to question their effort, Greg. They did a great job at penetrating and kicking out. The defense simply wasn't up to the task.
And here's Fry from the arc. And there's the feed to Smith. From deep. Good on the three-point shot. Smith's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Here's Crabbe. Here's Zeller. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Smith outside. And no good that time. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. This game against Cleveland is the first time they've met this season.
Yeah, and a four-game season series between these two. Both will be looking to set the tone tonight.
We know whichever team makes the best adjustments on the fly will have the best chance of emerging victorious in this first meeting.
The Cavaliers leading by 3. To the paint, got a piece of it, and stolen by Zeller. Here's the break. With the teardrop, and Thompson sends it back.
Oh, the former Longhorn Thompson really elevating for the rejection. Love the energy, guys.
Here's Dinwiddie. He's covered by Rose. Clock at 6. Goes back up. That one a little long. Cleveland's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. In the corner, Smith with it, and that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. And where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Nets.
And the three-point shot above the break has become a popular shot in the league, but not for them tonight. They're passing that one up and just trying to get their offense from closer to the hoop.
And Thompson kicks to Fry. That one goes. Count it. And the Cavaliers lead by 5.
Yeah, just quick release, high arc. Fry's jumper so tough to defend.
Now here's Carroll, guarded by Fry. And Thompson sends it back. And Shumpert kicks to Thompson. And so the ball's out of bounds. Shumpert touched it last.
Looking here at some numbers for Derrick Rose. Last year, getting it done. Last season, he averaged 18 points a game, 4 assists and 4 rebounds. He has been terrific throughout, putting up some huge numbers offensively.
Well, and this is exactly who he is, a flat-out scoring machine. You plug him in and let him go to work.
Now here's Carroll. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Pass to LeVert. 5 to shoot. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, Cavs coach Tyronn Lue grew up in the small town of Mexico, Missouri. He saw it all at a young age, good and bad.
Here's Shumpert. Thompson dishes to Rose. Lobbed up there for Thompson.
Well, Kevin, no one's ever questioned his court vision. Rose playing unselfish basketball, being the leader this team needs him to be.
1:53 left here in the first quarter. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Crabb. Here's Zeller. He can't get that one to fall. And Cleveland the other way now. Shumpert passes to Fry. The dish to Rose. Back to Fry. Shumpert in the corner. Here's Thompson. Bricks the dunk off the deceptive pump fake. Nets trail by 5. Kicks to Carroll. 1:04 left in the first quarter. Zeller, a screen on Shumpert. And Thompson sends it back.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
And that is one of Derrick Rose's signature moves. May not be as fast as he once was, but boy, that explosive first step remains.
The Cavaliers shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. The free throw drops for Rose.
And for Derrick Rose, listen, he proved last season that he can still be an impact player on the offensive end. The guy averaged 18 points a game, his most since he missed all of the 2013 season. He's confident with the ball in his hand. He's a consistent source of scoring.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, guys, I'm not sure Smith gets enough credit for how well he uses his body inside, earned his trip to the free throw line.
And for Rose in his offense, he isn't the same player he was, Doris, before his injuries, but he has adjusted his offensive game quite nicely in what he can now do.
Right, because Rose has started to play a lot closer to the rim the last few seasons, and that's helped his scoring efficiency. He doesn't take near the volume of three-pointers he once did.
And the first one drops.
Well, last season, LeBron very outspoken, saying the Cavs were too top-heavy. The Irving trade has brought them some much-needed depth.
J.R. Smith hits them both.
And you talk about the depth for the Cavs. Crucial when facing a team like the Golden State Warriors. If everything comes together, I think there's a chance their trade with Boston might give them a better shot at winning it all.
Dinwiddie's shot is off.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way. And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to.
He got it!
Wow!
He caught it!
3 points at the buzzer.
An absolute miracle that one went in. A circus shot to end the quarter.
And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers in control with the 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And, of course, as we've always seen with LeBron James, it's not just about the numbers, but his tremendous, tremendous leadership.
I put all the pressure on me to be better and come through for my teammates. This is the position I put myself in. It's the position I put our team in, and as the leader and the guy that goes out there and make things happen, that's the way it's going to be.
Well, that there is straight talk from a man who does not pretend. LeBron James with a textbook example of how to take responsibility and lead.
And, Kevin, that's why he is the king. He doesn't say, hey, I'm just one of the 5 guys. No, he knows who he is and what he has to do. Bottom line, he's the man. Climb on my shoulders, and I'm going to take you to the promised land.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. What stands out to you from the Cavaliers in this one?
Protecting that rim early on. That's been a big factor for them tonight.
I'll tell you, rejection after rejection. The other team having a tough time scoring.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. They've got him on Shumpert. J.R. Smith out there with Channing Frye. Then it's Thomas. And it's Thompson in at the center position. Once in a while, we talk about the makeup of a good teammate. But, Doris, what are some ominous signs that a player might be in it for more himself as opposed to team?
Well, I think anytime you see someone who's not committed to practicing at the important times, somebody whose availability might be in question, who might let a slight, I don't want to say injury, but a nick or a bump or a bruise, limit their availability, that's obviously a difficult thing.
Sure.
And, the other part is, Kevin, the players that I think have the most success are those that can be as joyous about their teammates' success as they are about their own. That's something that strikes me about the Golden State Warriors. It's a group invested in the group's success, and you see that both monetarily in terms of what some players are willing to give up, and you also see that basketball, someone like a Klay Thompson who has to be effective in fewer shots with the addition of Kevin Durant.
Good breakdown. Here's Shumpert. A rebound by the Nets. Zeller's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Here's Carroll. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Carroll's got his first points in this one.
Yeah, sprinting end to end, but under control. That's the key.
No, exactly right, Greg. You can't go too fast. He pulled that off in brilliant fashion.
Thomas kicks to Frye. Back to Thomas. Dishes it to Thompson. And it's blocked.
Look at DeMaurice Carroll get in space and block the shot. Defense at its best.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Guys, Tristan Thompson has one of the longest consecutive games played streaks in NBA history. He said, the mind's a powerful thing. And if you tell your brain everything is all right, you'd be surprised on the stuff you can achieve. We have the mental toughness to push through our limits. That's how you become great and test yourself as a player. Kevin?
Well, David, Thompson's certainly a mentally strong player. Always nice to have someone you can rely on night in and night out.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses.
And over the course of the Nets franchise history, some interesting decisions. I mean, back in the 90s, they came very close to changing the team name to the Swamp Dragons. I think I'm just going to leave that one right there.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Mozgov, he's checked in for Zeller. Booker comes in for DeMaurice Carroll. Ande Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for Craig. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Outer dishes to Wade. Over Booker. Rebounded by the Nets. So, Greg, how close were the Nets to being the Swamp Dragons anyway?
Well, it needed a unanimous vote of all the teams to change it, but there was one vote against it. The Nets themselves voted against the change, and they had 7 owners who rotated voting duties, and the one on deck got cold feet.
Lin kicks to Booker. Back to Lin. Booker, right side, from 11 feet away. That shot off.
And defensively, moving his feet there, staying right on top of the shooter.
What a great job contesting without fouling. Exactly how you want to defend the mid-range shot.
No good from LeBron. Nets trail by 6. And he stuffs that one home.
Kevin, this feeling a little bit like Lynn's sanity. You love seeing Lynn get going like this.
It's a pick by Love. Wade kicks to LeBron. Back to Wade. Lets it go from 14. Booker pulls it in. Nets have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Here's LeVert. Off target from outside. The Cavaliers leading by 4. That shot misses. Good D by Booker. Inside and stolen by LeBron. Mozgov with the bucket.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Cleveland's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Thomas kicks to Love. Booker against Crowder. Passes to Love. Brooklyn with the rebound. Booker's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Stolen by Wade. And here we go. Love heading to the hoop. And Love throws it down.
Now these are the games where Kevin Love just dominates the box score by the end of the night.
Nets trail by 4. Now here's Lynn. 13 points in the game. Up again. Great positioning on the putback. 8 points for Timofey Mozgov.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip-in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. Offside Thomas. Got a hand on it, but they get it back. Crowder from outside. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. Wade's got his 4th assist in this one.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
A nice shot by Lynn.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Thomas kicks to James. The 11-footer. He can't get that one. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Russell, he's checked in for LeVert. Russell left side. Mozgov with it. Guarded now by Kevin Love. Mozgov. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
At 275, Mozgov just a huge presence who can nail shots despite the contact.
Thomas passes to LeBron. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
That's a specialty. Fly to the basket with no fear and conversion.
Lynn kicks to Russell. Mozgov a screen on Love. Here's Russell. The Cavaliers pull it in.
And when you look at Jay Crowder, he kind of bridges that gap between.
Oh, please. LeBron James, ever the showman, with an exceptional slam there. One of the best dunkers in the history of the game.
Lynn dishes to Booker. There's the pick. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
And one of those lunch pail players. You love him, Greg. Trevor Booker out of Clemson.
Just hard-nosed, gets on the glass, and although only 6'8", he gets off his feet quickly. A terrific leaper and just one of those ultra-competitive guys.
Rose, he's checked in for Isaiah Thomas.
1 shot.
That one misses for Booker.
Now, there's no doubting over the last season or so, Trevor Booker has shown he can be a starting caliber power forward in this league. This guy's tough inside. He can make threes. Look out.
There's Hollis Jefferson. Yes. And a nice assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 3 assists in the game. It's a pick by Love. LeBron passes to Love. Love with the screen for James. That one falls. LeBron's got his 3rd bucket of the night. And the knock on Trevor Booker, Doris, is that at 6'8", he's considered undersized at that power forward position.
Well, Kev, thanks to the success of someone like Draymond Green, I think teams these days are more focused on skill at the 4 than size. And now that Booker has expanded his range, he's certainly a guy who increasingly fits in the way the game is played.
Mozgov, a screen on Rose. And Booker kicks to Mozgov from 10 feet out. That shot missing. Good D by LeBron. The Cavaliers leading by 5. Crowder dishes to Love. And Love throws it down.
Well, you love Crowder's willingness to distribute the basketball. His vision allows him to set his teammates beautifully.
Now the pass to Mozgov. Over Love. Another miss by Mozgov. Cleveland's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Here's Rose. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And Jay Crowder, one of the bigger pieces in the trade that brought him to Cleveland, always seemed to be the odd man out with the revamped roster in Boston. But he's got some strength and length on that wing. Also, some toughness and depth.
That one is off.
And for the Cavs, getting Crowder in the deal was a big part of why they went with it. He's helped fill a couple of holes Cleveland had, and he's also on a friendly contract, so he'll be a part of this team down the road.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Zeller, he's checked in for Mozgov. Damari Carroll comes in for Trevor Booker. Alan Crabb, he's checked in for Rondé Hollis Jefferson. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Jeremy Lin. And the second free throw, good. Doris, you've watched the game of basketball develop over the years, but it seems like over the past 5 seasons, there's been a real shift in what is considered a good shot. Talk about that if you could.
Well, there was a moment in last year's finals where Steph Curry is leading a transition opportunity where it's a 3-on-2, and normally you are taught, go get a layup. Well, Steph had Kevin Durant in front of him, and instead of passing to KD, he stops and shoots a pull-up 3. The three-pointer and playing with pace are the most extreme differences in this year's NBA.
The pull-up 3 really took a lot of focus, I thought, this past playoff season, didn't you?
Oh, I agree. And it's incredible the freedom that these guys have to go ahead and pull the trigger. Now, whether that's analytics-based, Kevin, or whether it's just the skill level changing of the players, that's an interesting question.
Rose kicks to Thompson. Dinwiddie with the rebound.
Boy, I didn't think he had a chance of stopping that lay-in. What a gutsy defensive play. Well, it's not the defense that caused that miss. That one's all on him.
And stolen by Zeller. Puts it up from 12. Bank shot, no good. The Cavaliers leading by 6. Crowder sets a screen for Rose. Inside. Shot by Crowder, no good.
Well, defenders are in the area, and that's all it took to force him to change his release.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, don't you love the nickname, the Junkyard Dog, Damari Carroll. This guy has established himself over the last handful of seasons as a starting caliber forward.
And Carroll slowed somewhat by knee surgery a couple seasons ago.
Yeah, I think he's trying to make his way back into form. One of those tone setter guys. You know the effort will be there every time he takes the floor.
2 shots.
That free throw, no good.
And really, the first 3 or 4 seasons of his career, DeMarre Carroll was kind of a fringe rotation player. I think once his three-point shooting took form in Atlanta, that's when his value as a player skyrocketed.
And Cleveland making a change here. Fry's checked in. Good on the second free throw. And for DeMarre Carroll, able to hit the three, but it all starts for him, Greg, at the defensive end.
Yeah, he can be an intimidator on that side of the ball, and with his lockdown mentality defensively, he only needs to provide complementary scoring to be a key contributor. No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter. And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
For Brooklyn, they have gone 7 of 11 from the line.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And for D'Angelo Russell, the former #2 overall pick in 2015 out of Ohio State. Greg, in your opinion, what makes him so special as a prospect?
I think it's all about his skill level. I mean, the league loves players who can handle, pass, and shoot. And he can do all three at an elite level. And he's not just a stationary shooter. He can hit pull-ups, a very good in-between game as well. Let's just see if he can continue his maturation process. He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
1:22 left in the first half. Feeds it to Smith. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
You guys know that's the kind of play that can get J.R. Smith absolutely taking over for a stretch of the game.
Well, I'll tell you, for a long time, the reputation of J.R. Smith, not ideal. But, you know, a little bit of poor decision-making, unfocused defensively. He's really matured. He's gotten better on and off the court.
Good from J.R. Smith. And J.R. Smith, a natural offensive. But Doris's defense has come a long way, too.
Amazing what winning titles can do. You start to appreciate what it takes to be successful. And you go back to his offense, though. A very good three-point shooter, even under great defensive pressure.
Shot by Zeller, no good.
I'll tell you, he hasn't been able to find the mark all night. It's a big reason they're staring at this deficit.
Smith kicks to Shumpert. Thompson up top. Smith outside. 6 to shoot. That one doesn't drop. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. From 12 feet out. And Shumpert pulls it down. Cleveland leading by 3. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock.
He's trying to make something happen, but obviously been a tough quarter.
Russell kicks to Dinwiddie. Zeller, a screen on Rose. Pass to Crabbe, a 3-ball. They grab their own miss. Zeller, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Cavaliers on top. They're up by 3. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Joined by Coach Tyronn Lue. Coach, how do you think the team performed defensively in that first half?
Well, they got to a good start, but then I thought we settled in and started playing a little bit more defense.
Got locked in as the game went on. Thanks, Tyronn. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have here after one half of play. Everybody, welcome back for our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith. There was no slowing down Kevin Love early on. He had 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
Well, their reserves showed up tonight, not just on hustle plays, but in points. And that's what you got to do coming off the bench to maximize your minutes.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
The thing I like was how they were making a conscious effort to work the ball inside. They should do the same in the second half. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Whether running the offense through the post, driving it, doesn't matter. Get to the rim, and the rest will take care of itself.
And we're just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll see you.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Nets trail by 3. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Down low, it's backcourt, and it's Hollis Jefferson in at the small forward position. Wade outside. He kicks it to Love. James outside. It's a pick by Love. The feed to Crowder. 6 to shoot. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. Whereas you ended a very successful college career a few years before professional women's basketball was fully established. How much do you wish you could have had a chance to go pro and play in what is now the WNBA?
How about this, Kev? The last 10 minutes of my senior season, the last 10 minutes of my final game, I blow out my knee. Otherwise, I would have gone to either Sweden or Ireland to play professionally. But sure, of course I wish the WNBA was formed. It came 10 years after my graduation in 1987. Oh, what could have been.
Yeah. And Doris is thriving, right? I mean, there is such a following for the WNBA.
Last year's finals may be the most competitive in history. It's really grown leaps and bounds.
So fun to watch. And both free throws good from Crowder.
And Cavaliers fans have to be pleased with what the team got in exchange for Kyrie Irving. An all-star in Isaiah Thomas, a two-way starter in Crowder, and some talent for the future. I think they did well.
It's starting to look like a repeat of last night, guys. He's battling really hard out there.
Oh, he sure is. I mean, these past 2 games, his energy level has been sensational. Whether it's a putback like that or other hustle plays, he's been everywhere.
No good from LeBron.
And the Cavs stuck to their guns in the trade negotiation. They wanted that 2018 draft pick, which is coming from the Nets. You never know what happens with LeBron this upcoming offseason. They got talent and depth to win now, but also a plan B if they need to rebuild.
Boy, what a cold start to the second half for them. Just 1 for 4 from the field so far.
Nets trail by 3. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Tough start to the second half. Just 1 for 5. Wow.
Wade against Russell. Makes it off the glass. And it's 9 points for Wade.
And you got to like the touch there from Wade inside. A polished interior scorer who knows how to get to his sweet spot.
Russell, a screen on Wade. Stolen by Wade. Here's Thomas. Thomas with another miss. Here's Hollis Jefferson. James covering out to the right wing. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. They set the pick. Here's Lynn. Offensive rebound. Hollis Jefferson off target at the rim.
Gets it to very close range, but there was no way the defense going to back off and give him that layup.
And he throws it down hard with one hand.
Now, the awareness that LeBron possesses was on display there. He knew exactly where to find the easy look.
Lynn against Thomas. Lynn's shot is off.
And it's not easy to get those stops at the rim, but he does a great job with it.
Yeah, he can make it look simple on the interior when it's really not. He knew exactly how to guard on the inside.
Thomas kicks to Wade. Clock at 6. Pulls it up. That doesn't go either for Thomas.
This has been one of those nights where he's really struggled. The team hasn't, but he has.
Outside, Lynn shoots a 3. Offensive rebound.
The momentum continues to go their way. Pretty much the story of the game.
Second chance shot. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Timothy Mozgov. That's his 3rd foul of the game. The Nets making a switch here. LeVert's checked in. The Cavaliers leading by 7. Now LeBron. He's got 8. Wade with no one around. Good, and the assist goes to James. James has got 5 assists tonight.
Well, he's taking a lot of pressure off the other players right now with how well he's shooting it.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Kevin Love with a strong contribution so far in this one.
He's just really a one-man wrecking crew down low. And with this timeout, they've got to make some adjustments because he's been steady inside.
And a chance here to check the stats for Jay Crowder. A very nice season for him last year. Averaged about 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he gives them a nice rotation on the front court. He is a quality reserve.
Well, the one thing you can't teach is size. He's not as developed skill-wise as some guys, but certainly a valuable backup for this team.
And here is the shot chart as we see how things are going for Lynn.
And there isn't a whole lot of positives that you can take away from his performance from the mid-range game so far. A lot of chances have come up empty for him, but he seems intent on taking jumpers out there. Something's got to give.
Lynn against LeBron, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession.
And a moment here now to see the numbers for LeBron James. Coming off a terrific season, 6th in assists, 8th in scoring, and he was such a reliable option offensively, finishing in the top 10 in field goal percentage.
And his floor awareness was impeccable last season. As you mentioned, top 10 in assists, just does a great job of getting everyone involved.
Love so crafty near the rim, getting his man to get physical with him, just a master of drawing contact.
And this is his 2nd trip to the line tonight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Both free throws good from Kevin Love.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Well, we know this. Jeremy Lin knows how to run an offense. His ability to find the open man uncanny.
And Jeremy Lin at 6'3" with good size for the point guard position.
Well, because of that size, I think it helps him finish in the lane, certainly, even if he's got to go over bigger guys. He's also on the defensive end, got the length necessary to guard the 1 and the 2, and that's a real advantage, Kev.
Nets trail by 12. Pass to LeVert. In the corner, Hollis Jefferson. Over LeBron. Misses off the left iron. Cleveland's gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. Wade passes to James. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And Doris, we've seen the offensive game of LeBron James evolve over the years, adding a post game, improving his three-pointer.
Well, I think, Kevin, like all the greats, the work habits and willingness to add dimensions to his game have always been there. We understand passing and playmaking have been the constants of his career, but now he understands he's got to vary the way his points and his productivity come.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. And LeBron James last season playing in his 7th consecutive NBA Finals, Doris, a streak only surpassed by the great Bill Russell.
And for context, Kevin, remember in the 60s when Bill Russell played, the finals were just the second round. What LeBron is doing is so much harder. To think that in 12 postseasons he has been to the finals 8 times, nothing short of astounding.
Here and stolen by Love. Here's Crowder. The second chance effort, and it's good on the layup. Crowder's got 6 here in this quarter.
How about the relentless effort on the backboards? Crowder utilizing his size to eat the window.
Here's Lynn. Lays it up off the glass.
And not his quarter, scoring-wise. Just 1 of 7 from the field.
And here are the Cavaliers. They're on a 17-6 run. LeBron dishes to Wade. Outside Thomas. Crowder kicks to LeBron. Just 5 to shoot. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. The offensive rebound. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
Amazing persistence from LeBron James. This guy does not quit on the glass.
Here's Lynn. And he uses the glass on the layup. Lynn's got 19 points.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from.
And here is Thomas. Love with the screen on Lynn. Wade outside. He's looking for LeBron and finds it. Brooklyn with the rebound. Hollis Jefferson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Lynn the pass to Booker. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. There's the screen. From 13. And it's Wade with the rebound. The Cavaliers leading by 14. Shot from 12. Outside Thomas. And he uses the glass on the layup. Thomas got 5.
Boy, what a big-time, strong finish. Isaiah Thomas, an uncanny ability to make tough shots.
Start it.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
Well, Isaiah Thomas can handle the basketball with great efficiency. He might have the league's best hesitation move, and that allows him to get to the rim at will, guys.
A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Zeller, he's checked in for Mozgov. Damari Carroll comes in for Booker. Crabs checked in for Hollis Jefferson. And Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for Jeremy Lin. Crab, good. And Doris, when Thomas gets into the lane, he's an amazing finisher for a guy his size.
It really boggles the mind, Kevin, how many tricks are in that bag. This guy can finish with hooks, with floaters, with either hand from different angles, English off the glass. I think his strength is really deceptive. He can take a hit, finish the play. This guy is truly remarkable.
Nets trail by 17. The dish to Carroll. It's stolen by Iman Shumpert. On its way from Rose for 2. Another shot. Launches it. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. 14 points for Rose.
And as he's tried to preserve his body to play a complete season, Rose has begun to lean more on that outside jumper.
Now here's Crab, guarded closely. Smith with some nice D. The Cavaliers leading by 20. Right side Rose. The screen from Thompson. Rose kicks to Fry. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Brooklyn's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Dinwiddie's shot is off. Cleveland's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. Outside Rose. On the wing, Shumpert. Five on the clock. Got a piece of it. Here's Carroll. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Deflects the pass, and it goes out of bounds. That one is off Zeller. Let's take a look at the 2K leaderboard to find out who are the best shooters from behind the arc last season. And you look at Korver. He's absolutely deadly from outside. And of course, Alan Crabb. He's another player that shoots it extremely well from outside.
What shooting we saw from them all season. I mean, I'd love to see these guys in a game of horse. They'd probably be draining shots from midcourt.
And here we go. Thompson heading to the hoop. All alone. And the dunk by Rose.
I'd say he gets on a roll, you better watch out. Rose is having a tremendous night. He's been relentless attacking. Well, guys, you think back to 2013 when the Nets pushed all their chips in for a title. When that collapsed, they had to embrace Plan B. So what do? They go into the Spurs organization, hire from that brain trust, and now are trying to build from the ground up.
And the new Nets leadership now thinking long term.
Right, Kev. I think that this is a team, an organization that wants high-character individuals. They're using words like consistency and sustainability. If you want the model, it's the Spurs' 2-decade playoff run. That's the goal for the Brooklyn Nets.
And guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Greg, the pick frees him up, and the dunk caps it off.
Yeah, run your offense with that kind of precision. Not much anyone can do to stop it.
And it's Thompson with the jam.
And Rose, always aggressive coming off those screens, forced the defense to contain him and drops it off for the nice assist.
A difficult situation to be sure for Brooklyn. Dinwiddie kicks to Russell. Over to the left wing. Crabb with the ball. Now guarded by Shumpert. Crabb, no good.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Smith. And the basket is good. Smith's got 10.
Well, you really like to see Smith go to work inside there, always looking to expand on his game.
Crabb, good.
Boy, after an up and down first half, he's finally gotten a flow. These are the right shots for him.
Rose with the ball. He's got 17. The screen from Thompson. Shumpert dishes to Rose. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Shumpert, no good.
Yeah, good interior D there, prevents the deuce.
Well, if he wasn't there, that shot's going in. Love the effort on the defensive end.
The Cavaliers leading by 22. And Fry kicks to Shumpert. He dishes it to Rose. He feeds it to Smith. They set the pick from deep, and that's good for Derrick Rose for 3. Rose has got 12 now in this quarter.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Boy, they have consistently been draining shots from deep, and that can take the heart out of an opponent.
Crabb from long range. No good. What a performance for Derrick Rose. He has been the story for the Cleveland Cavaliers. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Well, Cleveland shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Green is out there with Channing Frye. Then there's Kyle Korver. Then it's Smith, and it's Calderon in at the 1 spot. Here's Korver. Here's Fry. Brooklyn with the rebound.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
And the basket by Harris. Harris has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Nets.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Boy, just a step quicker than the defense, really. Catching them off guard and capitalizing well.
Calderon passes to Smith. Back to Calderon. 6 on the shot clock. Over Harris. Zeller grabs the board. Zeller's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. It's stolen by Calderon. From 12 feet out and off the front iron, and in it goes.
Kev, we know Korver is used to having a hand in his face, but how about that? He's at the cup. He's like, hey, I've seen this defense before.
Here's Carroll, and he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And the Nets adding their own G League affiliate, the Long Island Nets.
Yeah, and the Nets franchise originally, remember, based in Long Island. So nice to have that homecoming. And of course, with young talent development, so critical for this Nets organization. Having that minor league team in close proximity, very valuable.
One shot, find the lanes.
And that one misses. And the Cavs over the last few seasons setting records when it comes to three-pointers made.
And really, they did a good job of surrounding LeBron with floor spacers. They doubled down on that when they got Channing Frye. And then when he and Kevin Love play together in the front court, the Cavs can bury you with their long-range shooting.
It's Carroll on the wing. Kicks it to Zeller. Lynn against Thomas. There's the triple. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The Cavaliers leading by 23. Wade dishes to Thomas. Wade sets the pick for Thomas. Back to Wade. And it's Lynn with the rebound. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Rejected by Crowder.
Well, Crowder known for his defense, and you love to see him get high for these rejections.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tyler Zeller. And it's Trevor Booker in for Damari Carroll. And then for Cleveland, Kevin Love's checked in for Fry. And it's LeBron in for Smith. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. And Booker kicks to Mozgov. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. 16 points for Timofey Mozgov.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Love outside. Thomas gets a wide open look. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
That guy's not sure how many big men could have found that open man that quick. Great.
By Brooklyn. Pick of the 2000. Shoulder.
Yeah, I call it the in league history. Only 9 players 5'9" or shorter have played 1,000 minutes or more in a season, and he's not just playing, he's playing at the highest level.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Russell no luck. The Cavaliers leading by 23. James wide open, and he's good on the 3-ball.
If LeBron shoots that 3 in rhythm, his success rate just skyrockets.
Thomas against Land. Dishes to Mozgov. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Mozgov's got 4 points this quarter. The Cavaliers have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. There's a screen. It's a pick by Love. Off the pick.
Whoa. Stop it. Woo. How about the ferocity of that dunk, Crowder? Insane leaping ability.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well. Mozgov with the bucket.
I tell you, he's making everything he looks at tonight. He should be their #1 option on every possession.
Thomas a screen. Cleveland moving it around. The wide open look for Love. That 3 off the mark. The Nets have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Lynn against Thomas. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Well, you have to love the focus. Jeremy Lin creating well for himself down low makes that one look easy.
James, the pass to Thomas. Shoots over Lynn. Thomas, no good.
Well, obviously it's been an off night for him offensively, but give his teammates credit. They've bailed him out, and he's still got time to turn it around.
Wade with it. He's picked up by Russell. And the dunk by Love.
Hey, forget that Love can get up and finish like that. Nicely done.
For Brooklyn, they've gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Here's Lynn. The putback. The shot that time, not on target. So Cleveland will take it the other way. And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Passes it to Thomas. Love outside. Thomas a screen. 5 on the clock. Love dishes to Thomas. Shoots over Lynn. Thomas, no luck.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. And the rejection by James.
He was tracking that shot the whole way. No chance LeBron was letting that get to the rim.
Well-placed alley-oop pass into the layup.
Yeah, nice silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better. And for the Nets, they're shooting about 43% here in the fourth quarter. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Mozgov's shot is off.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
No, exactly, Greg, especially when the ball is that deep inside. You've got to respect how he altered that shot.
Here's Love. Hits the front of the rim and out.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
The pass to Russell, out to the wing. Russell a screen on Wade. Here's Lynn, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Isaiah Thomas.
Well, Jeremy Lin with the great hairdo and the clever play. How about that fantastic ability to pick up the foul?
First free throw is good. Doris, when you look at the NBA draft lottery, so many of the top guys coming out are one and dones. How is that, you think, affecting the way the NBA game is played and coached?
Well, obviously it can take time because the one and dones are typically 18, 19, or 20, somewhere in that age range. So you wonder about maturity. Their skill sets are probably going to be, you know, a little bit slower to develop. It's enough of a concern that Commissioner Adam Silver has addressed it. Whether or not the player representation will allow that rule to be changed about the one and dones remains to be seen.
Kicks it out to Love. Offline with his 3. Lynn from long range. The rebound by Kevin Love. Love's got 9 rebounds now tonight.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Feeds it to Thomas. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. He lays it in.
Well, he measures 5'9", but doesn't bother Isaiah Thomas when he attacks on the interior. Guy is not afraid of anyone.
In the corner, Hollis Jefferson. Screened by Russell. Down low. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
A physical basketball there, and in the best sense. A hard screen allows him to shake the defender and get to the bucket for the layup.
Thomas kicks to Crowder. Back to Thomas. Shoots over Lynn. Thomas, no luck. Brooklyn's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That's his 5th foul.
Oh, my. He really needs to be careful now. That was his 5th foul of the night.
So for the Nets, Crabb comes in for D'Angelo Russell. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Jeremy Lin. Here's Dinwiddie. There's the screen. Pass to Crabb. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Crabb's got 10 points in just the second half.
No 3-pointers for him in that first half, but the second half, different story.
Love against Mozgov. Thomas kicks to Crowder. Cleveland moving the ball around. Here's Hollis Jefferson. The teardrop falls in.
How about the fast hands of Hollis Jefferson, showing a really good feel on the defensive end.
That's a pick by Love. Thomas kicks to Wade. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries. Nets trail by 21. Booker outside. Picked by Mozgov. Off the screen. And the shot falls short this time.
They're not going to get away with many mistakes like that on the defensive end. You got to get out on him right there.
And the basket by Thomas.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
And you look at all the accomplishments, all the great moments from Wade's career. No doubt he is going to the Hall as soon as he's eligible. One of the greatest 2 guards to ever play.
And it's shocking when you look at the numbers that Wade has had over the years. He never won an MVP award. Certainly, Greg played like an MVP in some of his seasons.
But the rest of the accolades are there for D. Wade. All the trips to the All-Star game, the first team, all defense, the all NBA teams. But most important to him and his legacy are the 3 NBA titles.
Russell, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Jeremy Lin comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie. There's the feed to Booker. Mozgov kicks to Russell. Booker is screen on Love. Love against Land. Clock at 4. Not going to go that time. Good D by James. Doris, we know coaches need to win to keep their jobs. However, they need great players to win, which falls on the shoulders of a general manager. So why are more coaches fired for poor team performance than GMs, you think?
You know, I think what's fascinating to me, and this is a supposition I've heard other broadcasters talk about, which I believe should be instituted. Instead of just showing the coach's record on national broadcast, why don't we include the record of the GM? Because the coaches are not ultimately responsible unless they're responsible for both jobs, which we do see on occasion. But to me, the general manager has a significant role to the win-loss record, and both should be included.
And maybe when the owner says, hey, I'll pick the coach, it doesn't affect you. But if you pick the coach, you're tied with that coach. You're joined at the hip.
Great point. Great point.
Here's Wade. Nice D from Russell.
Yeah, affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Cavaliers.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Hey, you know, guys, what a nice performance it was for Wade.
I think his steals tell the story. This guy was a disruptive force, and I don't think you can underestimate how important it is for a team to have someone in that role.
Rose passes to Green. At the elbow, it's Thompson. No good on the shot. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. A nice shot by Lynn.
Boy, nice team basketball being played right there. You see the open man, and you deliver the ball right away.
Thompson, a screen on Lynn. Green, the screen. Calderon with it. And it's Lynn picking him up. Calderon dishes to Rose. They kick it out to Green. Mozgov with the steal. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Here's Crabbe. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Now here's Rose. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Well, Dwayne, you won the game, but you lost a rebounding battle. How did you overcome that?
I don't know. You know, we have a knack for finding a way to win, and we've always had that here. You know, we got to do a better job. You know, we can't get out-rebounded like that and expect to win, so we got to figure it out.
Sure, you'll be working on it. Thanks, Dwayne. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.